the borrow style service.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Exactly. They do not sell pizza by the slice.
No.
Oh, they only sell whole pizzas?
Whole pizzas.
Wait,
That's because they
not
know
even
the
personal?
deal. They
Or
know
what?
the deal.
Whole pizzas only. Yes.
Good for them. Yeah, I'm on their team on this.
Baller
Wow.
move.
That's economics. Yeah. Do you want a pizza? Fuck you. You get all the pizza,
All the
or
pizza.
none of the pizza.
Yeah.
And it's 300% the normal price.
Yep.
Oh, capitalism.
From fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Pod Therapy. Real people, real problems, and real therapists. You can submit your questions anonymously at podtherapy.net or email us at podtherapyguys@gmail.com. Broadcasting from the Churn. That's Jim. That's Whitney. I'm Nick. It's time for some Pod Therapy.
Pew Pew, Texas.
Pew Pew, Florida.
Pew Pew, Florida. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pew Pew, Florida, with real rain and real humidity.
Yep. And a really beautiful little natural spring river we went and swam in.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Did you do
really
like
cool.
tubing or
Yeah.
did you just, oh, that's
Floated 'cause
awesome.
It had a natural
Was it the
flow.
Weeki Watchy Springs?
Maybe up it was in Uptoka. I don't know, somewhere like that.
Yeah, I don't know where that is.
Well, it's right by
I'm
your-
only vaguely familiar
I was
with
like, your
Florida.
mom lives nearby, right?
Your mom lives there. God, this Whitney chick's a bitch.
Your mom.
Your mom. Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
welcome
beautiful.
back. It's good to
Yeah.
have you. I think we all got some traveling in. How do you not get sunburned? Because you're like blonde.
Yeah.
So I feel like you shouldn't have an evolutionary advantage on this.
Sunscreen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
what they call
I'm
it.
I
part
wear
of
a
I'm
big
part of
fucking sombrero. That didn't do it.
Oh, yeah, I'm part of the
You got to get a big
Reddit,
floppy hat like Nick.
I do need to get a big floppy hat.
the Reddit 30 plus skincare.
Okay.
They will just scream at you to drink more water and wear sunscreen.
That's the trick.
So then I do that.
Yeah, well, I went to San Diego, got burned. Is what it is. I have a crazy animal story, and then we'll get into these questions. So
Is the story crazy or the animal?
I saw a thing that I didn't know happened, and it
Okay.
was great.
Okay.
So you're okay.
So I think animals were just doing animal shit, but I witnessed it, and it was pretty fucking cool. So seagulls, okay?
Okay.
You see them doing their shit, and you kind of wonder, like, what the fuck are these things eating besides human food, right? Because they're always chasing humans away, trying to get their shit.
I believe anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fish.
So I watched one
Dead
eat
squirrels.
a clam,
Oh, yeah.
and the clam was this big as my hand. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, thank you, because my hands are huge,
Yeah,
and now everybody
massive.
knows that
Yeah.
because of her reaction. I really appreciate you saying that.
Huge.
Yeah. That's as I'm planting it on this entire fucking table. So this thing, I see this big clam, and like my daughter's getting seashells, and she's like, "Oh, Dad, can I get that?" I'm like, "Oh no, that's like an actual clam, honey. Like we're not fucking taking that." Well, then the seagull sees it, drops down, grabs that shit.
Just clam shaming your daughter at
yeah.
an early
You
age.
can't have this.
That's terrible.
The seagull flies way up in the air and drops the clam
So break the shell.
on the hard
Yeah.
sand, like the wet sand, and just pah! And I see it drop, and I'm like, that's never gonna fucking work. It's sand, you dumb bird. And then I see him swoop down and pick it up. He does it again. Swoops down, picks it up. It goes
Damn,
even higher.
brutal.
Does it again. Oh, and it fucking worked. Thing pops open, and he just goes down there and triumphs. Like, it was so cool. And then we ended up taking the clamshell, which is pretty cool because he had like cleaned it dry. But
Oh,
Wow.
nature,
interesting. Yeah.
I know.
You learn things that
they're
day.
really smart. Yeah, I was very
And
impressed.
the seagull
Very
just
hungry.
cockied all over that clamshell. Showed it who's boss. Just went to town.
With all the other seagulls.
Take
There
your shit
were a
up
bunch
today.
of seagulls trying to get at that clamshell.
right, that's right.
So there was that.
It was amazing. It was nature. Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
Welcome to Pod
Yeah, lots of
Therapy, a
bukkake.
family show about mental health. Share it with everybody you love.
It's only inappropriate if you define the term.
That's right. Just don't Google things we
Yeah.
say, and you'll be fine. Or believe anything we say.
Gave
That's
that clam
probably
a
good
blue
idea.
waffle.
Here we go. So we've got some great questions as we start July into the dog days of summer. It's hot outside. Cool down with some pod therapy. First question, switching therapist to life coach. Hello, Pod Therapy gang. To start, a backstory. I started to have severe anxiety attacks during winter of 2020 and started therapy via Pod Therapy's favorite website, BetterHelp.com.
Happy you
Sponsor
did
the
something.
show. Sponsor the show.
Happy you did something.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're rooting
Yeah.
we're on team mental health. I don't give a shit. I immediately clicked with my therapist. She helped me get things under control, and we had great rapport. She eventually left the platform. I tried a few more therapists on the website with their shuffle function, with no luck. Fast forward, I
Oh,
contacted...
because I bet they don't give you a good way to follow your therapist if your therapist leaves their platform.
In fact, there is no way. Yeah,
No.
so you can only talk to the therapist through their platform.
And I
there
bet
is no side
that therapist has to
communication.
have like an NDA, not an NDA, non-compete clause.
Ironically, so the language is very vague, but it's actually quite common for therapists there to give you their personal information, or if you just, because you can see the first and last name of the therapist, if you just Google them, you will find their Psychology Today profile instantly.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And if they do have a side private practice, you'll be able to connect with them, which usually is cheaper than BetterHelp.
Yeah.
So I immediately clicked my therapist. We got things under control. They left. I used the shuffle function with no luck.
What? There's a shuffle.
Shuffle.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
So let me
Like
just
music.
keep breaking
Sorry,
this thing
finish
down.
the- yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'll explain it as we go.
Okay.
So whenever you get assigned a therapist, it's completely randomized. You answer a few questionnaires. They don't actually pair you with a therapist based on those questionnaires. They're really just screeners to make sure that you're not in crisis or that you're
okay.
outside the parameters of what they want to do.
Okay.
But then you get paired randomly. And then if you don't like your therapist, you can just you can reshuffle, or after your first session, now you can access the directory and you can pick.
Oh.
But before that, you can't see. So you're going in blind first date. But then after that first one, now you have access to the directory. You can pick who's available, or you can do what this person did and just say,
Shuffle.
"Here's when I'm available next."
But also, like, if you can pick, like, what good does that do you?
Right.
If you don't know any of the therapists on there.
Well, they do have little profiles, so you can click them.
Oh, okay.
And now you can read
So you
about
can get a little
them.
more information about
Now you can see the
I
page.
see, I see.
First date is always blind. Second
I thought
date,
you meant like
get
you
to
just had a
pick.
list of names to pick from.
Oh my
No,
God.
no,
Like,
no.
well,
Then
what
yeah,
good is that?
shuffle.
Yeah, they have a little profile, of photo.
I understand. That's bad.
Fast forward, I contact her now.
I'm glad they thought of that before I did.
Yes. Fast forward, I contact her now that she's established again, sometime later, and she explains that she can't take me on as a client because we're in different states. Apparently, this was allowed during the pandemic and ended. Side note, writer, no, it wasn't.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, this was?
No, it wasn't. BetterHelp just didn't give a fuck and paid the fines whenever therapists were caught.
Yeah.
No.
And they had sent out messages to all the therapists saying, hey, practice across state lines if you want to, and we'll be happy to pay any like fees or board complaints or anything that you get.
Oh my gosh.
They have
I did
since
not know
chilled
that.
out on that
Which
because
just
there was a
goes
class
to
action.
show that all of those boards are fucking toothless.
Yeah. They exactly. BetterHelp exploited the problem of like, do something about it.
Exactly.
I haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah.
The question, can I contact my former therapist again and ask them to be my life coach? Pay them to listen to what's going on in my life and discuss with them and receive their insight. Are there ethical implications in doing this as a therapist? Jacob, are there ethical implications as a life coach?
None
Thanks
that
again.
I can think of. No.
Yep. What is this?
training.
How would you pronounce this one, Nick?
Young Ian unconscious.
I like that. Young
Young
Ian
Ian.
Young Ian unconscious. Yeah, very good.
Good one.
This is a really good question. And it has, man, I've teeter-tottered on all sides of this. It gets
know.
really, so you know what? It's funny because a different person, actually a therapist in our Discord reached out to me this last weekend, ironically, with the opposite side of the same question. They are practicing, and there's a patient who's traveling out of state who wants to work with them, but is definitely leaving the state. And they wanted my opinion on how the whole life coaching dance thing works. And I gave them kind of my breakdown of that. So I'll kind of restate it here. I've teeter-tottered on this. For years, I think I was under this idea of, okay, you can just pick a second lane. Anybody can call themselves a life coach. You can also call yourself a fucking celebrity chef. It's an unregulated thing. That's
I think
why...
you have to be at least one of those two things first.
Yeah. Well, they're exclusive to each other. You have to, you can't be both. That's ridiculous. You can only pick one. So for a while, I was on the side, as most therapists, I think, had this impression that we could open a second door to ourselves, call it life coaching. And that wasn't trying to be shady.
Life coaching, the therapist's butthole.
Yeah. The back entrance to the therapy
The board's
clinic.
blind spot.
Yeah, they'll never see. It's wrapped in
really
aluminum.
want that to be like an account or a website.
Honestly, that's a T-shirt. Yeah,
That's a t-shirt,
You need to
yeah.
make that.
Life coaching, the board's blind spot.
Yeah, the board's blind spot. Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
I'm writing that
yeah,
down.
Yeah,
Write it
create
down.
that yesterday. That is a great idea. That will sell out with all the therapists. They will fucking get a huge kick out of that. So for a long time, the theory was, okay, and there were proper reasons for this. There were therapists that said, look, I don't always want to work with insurance. There were therapists that said, I don't want to always have to diagnose. And there was a theory at the time, and I think it still is prevalent, that to do psychotherapy is to do treatment of a pathology. And so there were some therapists who said, theoretically, I want to be able to offer healthcare, but then I also want to be able to offer myself as wise counsel and support, and I don't want everything to have a pathology or disease or diagnosis attached to it, and I don't always want the formality of treatment planning and interventions. I want to be able to do something that feels just more, call it solution-focused, call it like life-oriented. So there was, I think, a very legitimate open conversation of this, I think, throughout like kind of the early 2000s. And then that kind of opened up wider when people said, okay, a lot of us are really frustrated that we can't practice across state lines, and there's other impairments. And so it became this thing of like, okay, every therapist should say that they are a therapist and also a life coach. That way you can like have this second door that people can walk through if they're in a different state. I was doing that for a while. And I was very comfortable with it. Yeah. And I set really clear parameters. I had a different informed consent. It said, hey, if you're here for life coaching, here's what that means. We're not doing biopsychosocial. We're not doing diagnostics. There is no treatment plan. There is no expectation of care. Blah, 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 blah. I can't save your life. You have to meet these, like, you have to be within these parameters of.
You're going to pay me, but I'm not going to do much.
I'm not going to do much. Yeah. So, like, it was kind of like, look,
I'm mainly going to ask how that makes you feel.
Yeah. And my logic was, look, you could hire a golf pro to be your life coach, and they will offer you whatever they can, whatever counsel, from the perspective of being a professional golfer. All their metaphors are going to be golf related. They're going to use their knowledge in one field to inform their effort to educate you or advise you in a different area. So I had kind of brought that approach to life coaching and said, okay, I can't forget the fact that I am also a trained therapist. Yeah. I'm not going to diagnose you. I do know what to monitor for. If there are problems, I will refer if I need to, and I'm going to bring what I can into life coaching. So I was cool with that for a while. I did that for a while. During that time, actually, a lot of pod therapy listeners would reach out and be like, hey, man, I'm in another place. Is that cool? And for a good amount of time, I was very comfortable with that and worked with it. Then I decided, you know what, I'd heard some kind of rumor that, like, I think, I kept seeing way too many other therapists doing this so casually. Okay. And anytime something's catching on way too much, I start to go, wait a minute.
I mean, it was cool when I was doing it.
It was cool when I was doing it, when I was the bad boy of therapy.
Hey.
Yeah, then all of a sudden fucking Jacob was getting paid, and I was like, all right, I have some questions about this.
So things made Jim anxious about what Jim was doing.
I got anxious.
I have a t-shirt at home. It says end corruption, and then below that it says, or at least let me participate in it.
At least I want to be in it. So I started getting nervous, and so I signed up for this like telehealth CEU program. Okay. And so it was like a very like, it advertised itself as like, look, we're trying to be the clearinghouse of all continuing education and extra workshopping training on everything telehealth. Okay. And so I was like, great. So I'm starting to do more training in there, just trying to keep sharp. And I found this whole series just on practicing across state lines. And I was like, great, that is what I want. Because I was trying to do my own research on it. Yeah. And it was really hard to find data because there's all these interesting questions. And to get like listeners inside of the baseball, we are licensed healthcare providers, which means the authority we have to practice comes from our state. There is no national license. Mm-hmm. There is a state license. Each state's requirements are different. They're very similar now, but they can be different. Each state's board of examiners is different. And the theory of that is that you ought to have healthcare professions policed by their community. That's who you are accountable to. And basically you have this jury of your peers and citizens who receive care who make up the board of examiners, and they can determine what is expected in our community, what is best practices, and who will do the work. And I think that's a great idea. The challenge of that is that whenever you have, let's say, a patient in Arizona, and we all live in Nevada, well, who am I answering to? Because I live in Nevada, I'm practicing in Nevada, I'm here. The patient could be said to be telecommuting across state lines into my practice. This is my Zoom. I live here. And so do I answer to the Nevada Board of Examiners? Is that person a healthcare tourist who's come here for help? Or am I crossing state lines and going to the patient to see them in Arizona? And now am I practicing in Arizona without a license? And then the next question is, not every state has like a straight up law that says if you ever do that, so help us God, we'll kill you. Some states do have a statement that says, hey, do not practice here without a license. Some states say things like, we believe in continuity of care with the patient, and like, we're not going to bust your balls over this if somebody's traveling. It's very, very complex. And then you have these other questions of like, well, what if the patient's in danger?
Yeah.
And like, well, I'm not their
That always
doctor.
is
I'm just a life coach. Well, is that going to fly? And like, what is my duty to warn?
Yeah.
If that opens up a whole third question, and there's a whole database of every state's rules with duty to warn.
I'm a therapist until something goes wrong, and then I'm a life coach.
Right. And then all of a sudden I'm a life coach, right?
Tap out.
So this is one
right.
of the things that course was teaching. And it was unfortunate because the course did not do a good job. I wanted to hear black letter law.
Yeah.
I wanted to see chapter and verse for every state. I want the real answers, and that's why I paid my money to this course, because somebody was supposed to have this. I was disappointed they didn't have that.
Now Jim's teaching the course.
Yeah, I want to. But this is the good function of my anxiety is I have a panic attack, and then I just research the shit out of something, and now I have like a fucking folder in case anybody needs it. So they basically gave this big lecture, and the professor of the course said, and basically scared me, and was like,
Not difficult.
not very hard to do. Boo, And so they said, okay, if you're practicing across state lines and you're claiming yourself as a life coach, that will not work. And they cited a law case that had happened in California where something went wrong. And basically the California Board of Examiners said, no, you do not get to decide when you are and are not a licensed clinician. The day you do this, the day you become this in our state, from that moment on, you are this. And there are social expectations of that, and there are accountabilities that go
Like
with that.
letting go of your license, kind of.
Right. You can abandon the license if you want and go all life coach, but you don't get to tell me, like Nick had joked a second ago, when you are and when you're not.
That's why I made that joke. Because
Yeah.
I knew about that.
And they
case.
said there is no way to disentangle those two identities. Even if you give a big old informed consent and the patient says, yep, I totally get it. I know you're not functioning as a therapist right now. I'm just hiring you as a life coach. It is impossible for that person to disentangle your identities because they are the same. And so the expectation of care is inherent according to the California Board of Examiners. So in that case, this person, the therapist in question, was found liable. There was difficulties, and it was yucky for them.
So if you dropped your license and said, I'm just going to be a life coach, but then still did therapy with a client, then what?
Which is a new question, right?
Yeah,
because then there's this
that
whole
seems safer to
secondary
me, 'cause then
It
it's
almost
like,
is.
I mean, that sounds fucked up.
There's
I'm
an
just saying
argument
what-
Because
for-
we've already discussed that the board doesn't have any
the
teeth.
board is quite toothless. So
Well, no,
like,
you aren't a part of the board anymore. You
Right.
have no license.
they have no jurisdiction
Yeah.
over you. So then who does? And arguably, you could be held civilly or criminally
Sure.
liable for practicing medicine. Like
Depending on what happens.
But there's not a board to get you, but there's courts.
And how
The
yeah.
justice system would get you for practicing.
Well,
guess, I
also,
don't
could
know.
you even get professional liability insurance?
Right, you probably wouldn't.
You couldn't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're
what do
really
life
on the
coaches
hook.
use?
Well, you can get professional liability
I'm like,
insurance,
they
but
do
it's not the
something.
same. But they can get
Yeah.
liability
Well-
insurance for anything. It's not going to be the same though because it's not clinical.
Well, and who's going to? Yeah, I don't know.
And it's going to be hard to
who's-
cash it in.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah,
Well, that's the
whenever
thing.
you
It's like you can get insurance if you have a brick and mortar storefront.
Yeah.
You can get just liability insurance
Yeah.
for that. Like we have liability
Yeah.
insurance
Or like
in this
umbrella
room.
or
Yeah.
something.
Oh, good, because I actually cut myself on the way in.
Good. Yeah, we've got it.
That rusty nail was
Yeah,
really bad.
I couldn't tell you what the policy is or who it's with, but I know that it comes out of my account
It
once a month.
exists.
Good. Yep.
Yeah, and they're all happy to take your money. It's just whenever you try to cash it in, then they go, "Wait, are you practicing healthcare?" And then now they get to it. So it is a big, huge hornet's nest of confusing questions. It was enough that whenever I did this research probably a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, that I was like, you know what? I think I just want to go ahead and close that door. I still have life coach as a concept that I'll put on my website, but I also make it very clear I am only serving Nevadans.
Yeah.
As I'm comfortable, the reason I'm comfortable with life coach to a Nevadan is because there are people, especially male patients, who still have a lot of stigma about mental health. And so for them, they see life coach and they're like, okay, but like if I really have a problem, this guy could also help me, right? Because I don't really have a problem, but I just kind of want some coaching.
Right.
Like, great, get in here, buddy. Like
But you
let's
said,
fucking
all
coach.
all your
And that-
consent forms are.
That is an example of Jim thinking that everybody else thinks into things as much as he does.
Yeah, it helps.
It's subconscious for
So
them.
I'll do it now, but I'll only work with Nevadans. So fast forward, this therapist writes me and says, hey man, have you thought about this? I'm like, boy, howdy have I. I have a whole fucking file on it. Let me tell you what I've learned. So I basically tell other therapists, it comes down to, I think, 3 fundamental questions. And Ryder, you're not a therapist in this case, but we're on the topic. Let's unpack it. Number 1 is your state and the local, like, where is the patient going to be? And you need to figure out where they live and how that state feels about anything. You can call another board of examiners, like if the patient who's in Arizona, you and I can call them and go, hey, I have a patient that travels across state lines, whatever, I want to provide continuity of care. Can I get a single case permission with this? And the board can say, yeah, we're fine with the spirit of that. That's fine. They may also say, yes, and we're going to need you to quickly take this online class about Arizona law, duty to warn.
That's what I had to do in Oregon.
Yeah, and that's pretty common.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like that can happen. So I always tell people, think about the location of the patient and make sure that you are familiar with the duty to warn policies of that state at a minimum, and maybe contact that board and ask for permission. Also, I want you to think about the severity of the case, right? Because if they are sufficiently severe, I don't know that you should be trying to treat them, because if there is an emergency, you have no power, right? I
do
can't
you
call the
call?
Arizona
Yeah.
police and say, I'm using my legal authority to put this person under care. They're going to be, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
I'd have to call a therapist I know in Arizona and say, hey, take it on me, my credibility that this person's in danger. Will you use your authority? And they're like, no, fuck you. Like, I'm not putting my license on the line. So it's a mess, and it is a mess because it is a fucking mess. So there's the long-winded answer. The counseling compact is probably being enacted in the next 2 years. Nevada has not yet joined it. 38 states have.
Oh.
And this will allow, won't affect you. You're fucked. But
Yeah.
me, I'm in good.
workers
Yep.
are
But you guys actually
special.
have your own compact that's under development right now. It's almost neck and neck with the counseling compact. The MFTs are fucked. They don't have theirs yet.
They're always.
The psychologists
I feel
have
like.
one, and then you and me ours are developing right now. When that is enacted, you do not just get blanket access to every state in the alliance. You have to personally request a privilege to practice in with patients in their state,
Okay.
and you're granted it one-on-one. You still have to pay all the board fees, and then you have to take some additional like duty to warn classes and stuff for that state.
Okay.
But then you get one-by-one permission for whatever states you want to practice in.
I like that, because whenever I've thought about maybe like a national situation, like let's say any social worker or psychologist, whatever, they can just practice in any state, no matter what. It's like great, because then your own practice could expand, but also you're kind of like encroaching.
Right.
I don't know how to word that, but like you're just encroaching on other people's territory, and it just
I
seems
do have
like it
mixed
could be a
feelings about
domino
it.
effect
so
that we
it's-
don't really know.
So Nevada will go from having 1,200 therapists to 1 million.
Exactly. Or
Right.
Yeah.
But it actually, to get into the weeds for just a moment on it, I am of two minds on it. Like,
No.
yeah. It bothers me because if the counseling compact happens today, I am great. This show has tens of thousands of listeners,
Yeah.
and many of them listen to us every week because we are their therapists.
Yeah.
And they would love to just start working with us. And I'd be like, great. What state do you live in? Let me make one fucking phone call, and I have a privileged license to work there. We're good at telehealth. Everything's dandy. I don't have any anxiety about helping you. You're happy that you're working with a therapist you know and like. I'm happy because I can serve you. This is great.
But for those poor therapists who don't have a podcast.
No, yes,
Idiots.
they're fucked. And it actually does bother me because you have states that are high cost of living, like Las Vegas is increasingly higher cost of living. We have fewer clinicians than most states. It's a difficult place to practice because insurances do not compensate us better because of higher cost of living. We're just more fucked. And so, like, that's a problem already. But now whenever you have a BetterHelpification, where BetterHelp gets their hands on this counseling compact, it's going to be fucking crazy.
Oh my
Because they're just going to go
gosh.
round up whatever state has the most fucking therapists that they can get their hands on that has the lowest threshold of a license, and they're going to get them all licensed in every single state because they're already breaking the rules. And so now they're going to be able to do it legitimately. And now you have a flood of, fundamentally cheap labor that now enters a high cost of living market, which starves that local market of local healthcare providers, which is dangerous and is probably not sustainable long term. So there's a lot of mixed feelings about it. Now we should probably answer this goddamn question that I have not. The question is a writer saying, my therapist moved states. Can I just hire my therapist as a life coach and basically tell them, hey, man, we're just doing this as
hire
life
Jacob.
Coaching? First off, why aren't you hiring Jacob?
Yeah.
Zero ethics over here.
Yeah.
Easy answer.
He has no ethical objections. Legally, you can. It's not your job to decide whether you can do this.
I was going to say, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
You can just call this therapist and say, I'd like to work with you. How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
To this day, I still work with some patients that are out of state, some of which I was working with before.
Because you're a bad boy.
Because I'm a bad boy. Because we have a pre-existing relationship. I believed that I was ethically choosing continuity of care over cutting them off. And it was. And I also case by case evaluated and said, I believe, and this is a challenge because whenever the therapist gets called out for this, the perpetual question by their peers is, do you believe you're such a fucking good therapist that you're the only one that could have helped this person? And it's frustrating because sometimes...
And Jim's answer, yes, I do.
You can ask my fucking trophies. How about those?
So many trophies.
But my argument is sometimes yes, not because I am so good, but because I'll go, yeah, this person had all of their local market to choose from and the other 49 states and contacted me and I'm doing well with them. Why are you trying to interrupt care? Right. And so I usually take the fuck you, mind your own goddamn business, let people make their own healthcare decisions argument, which is what I want in real life. Like if I have a disease and I need to go to the Mayo Clinic in Arizona or some bullshit, yeah, fuck you. I need to go get my care. And I don't want Arizona's best cardiologist being like, oh shit, I'm really sorry, Jim, but your zip code is somewhere else.
You can pay out of pocket for that.
Yeah, man, no, fuck you. Help me, right? And if I can make my insurance work or my finances work, I don't want to be denied care. So there's a huge philosophical debate that the provider has to wrestle with, but the writer does not.
Yeah, the one time I had an issue with this was one of my clients traveled for work a ton, to different states and would stay there for 2 weeks and then maybe be back in Nevada for a week and then go somewhere else.
Right.
Where does he get his mail?
Exactly.
There's
That's what I always said. I'm
like,
well,
you're a resident of Nevada.
Your address is Nevada, right? They're like, yeah. I was like, great. I was like, I'm going to go off that. And you may be in North Carolina, but whatever. So
yeah, and that happens a lot. Military, and this is another argument for the compacts is look, we have people that are military, that serve, that travel. What's the rules when they're deployed in Afghanistan?
Yeah.
They're in another country, which there's a whole nother, that lecture I was attending said, if your patient's in another country, you need to figure out how that country does mental health governance, call that board, ask for special permit. It's a fucking nightmare, which is kind of dumb. You look at all these layers and it's these are obstacles to care.
I had a suggestion that maybe the writer already asked their previous therapist about, but maybe reach out to them and ask if they have any recommendations, like a referral, for a new therapist that is in your area or in your state, because
they might
have somebody that they know is similar to them or their reputation or something like that, or could reach out and find that, that
but
would
if
be
this therapist
easier.
was already practicing across state lines under the pinky promise of better help to protect them,
right.
I'm confident your therapist doesn't suffer from the same anxiousness that Jim does. I think you can just go ahead and ping them and say, hey, what's up? It's me. Can I work with you across state lines? And they'll probably be like, yeah, sure. Here's my policy. Which it really goes to and this was the third note I'd given that therapist on Discord who had reached out to me. I'd said, you think of 3 factors. 1, the locality and understanding the duty to warn and just at least having an understanding of the rules of that state, if there are any. 2, the severity of the patient. Because if they're too severe, you really should not be doing this across state lines. You can't really justify it clinically unless they're already an established patient and there's continuity of care, but then you really should be looking for a coordination on the other side of the state. And then 3, your own personal risk tolerance. For me, my risk tolerance became much lower over time, where I just started getting nervous. And I was going through a lot of anxiety, though. That was a bad year. That was a bad couple of months. Remember that? When I fucking flipped out? Yeah. And I was like, Nick, we have to go talk to a lawyer right now. I'm worried that pod therapy is bad. And he was like, dude, I'm pretty sure we're okay, man. There's a pretty good tradition of people just giving fucking advice over the internet. And no, man, I don't know. I just want to make sure we're okay. Remember that? I called a lawyer and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I was going through a hard time.
I mean, I think we're safe. We had a little comedic break with Jacob talking about seafood sex.
Oh, yeah.
Bukkake. So I think that we know our lane.
Yeah. We've
I didn't
chased
say
away.
anything about sex.
You're right.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You're just talking about delicacies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
The
Just
ways
talking
to
about
do it.
after dinner activities.
That's right.
I do like the idea of demonstrating competence with trophies, though. So I'm glad you threw that in there.
Yeah.
'Cause I think
when
that does-
questioned, just gesture to your trophy case.
Look at my trophies. Look at all my therapy trophies.
Yeah. I got these from internet contests.
Yeah.
Okay. They don't just give these away. You got to buy them.
Unless you win the internet contest, and then you get to buy them.
Yeah, then you can buy them. You just can't buy these. I can buy these. So, Ryder, my 2 cents, and I know I overspoke on this one, but I think in your situation, there is nothing wrong with you asking. And people will do that to me to this day. I've had people ping me who will say, hey, man, I listened to you on the show or whatever. Or, I travel through Nevada or whatever. And they'll ping me and say, I'd like to work with you. And I get to make that decision based on risk tolerance, based on their situation, what's their summary of what's going on. You're not out of your lane pinging this person and asking them. And based on the relationship you already had, I strongly suspect they will be fine with it. Their risk tolerance is low as long as the severity of the case is low and there's no particular thorniness in your locality. They probably won't care. But just keep in mind, there is 0% chance you can use insurance. Like using insurance across state lines or outside of a country almost never exists. The only time I've ever seen it actually matter or be honored is if you have an international insurance plan, like they do international business and they have a special policy that kind of gets them that, or military and government stuff. But yeah, you're well within your rights to ask.
Okay.
Love it.
I do international business.
Business. Do you practice in Spain? Perhaps Barcelona?
No.
Oh,
No.
well, you should consider it.
Nah.
I hear it's very nice this time of year. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about overcoming little things. You're listening to Pod Therapy!
Today's episode is brought to you by Robert Brownie, Jr. Mintz, Kayla Lansbury, Kevin Chamberlain, Lynn Stanley, Adam Hathaway, Dan Martin, Lib, Heyo, Andrew Langmead, and Bugnuts. Would you like to sponsor the show? Become a therapy producer at patreon.com/therapy.
So, Whitney, you missed it. When you weren't here, I fucked Jacob up. Like, just dunked on his ass.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
It was-
3 trivias in a row. I was just like, bam, 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 bam. I won 25-1 at the end of the
Wait,
show.
what was the topic?
I don't even remember. I just remember
It
I
was
really
25
fucking
to
good at
1
it.
to 0.
Oh, that's right.
I was in second place.
I apologize,
Yeah.
Jacob. How silly of me. Whitney, you suck.
Yeah.
You were terrible.
Jacob's really doing better since I've got on the podcast. I mean, he didn't
You
lose.
boosted his
He didn't
stats.
lose March Madness.
That's right.
It was auction items selling price.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
my
Apparently, I'm the
gosh.
fucking Rain Man of the
Yeah.
ship.
Jim just knows them.
What's
Yeah.
one example?
Like a used condom from the 1800s.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
no,
Like
sheepskin.
sheepskin.
That was one of them.
Yeah,
A
it was a
sheepskin
used
condom.
sheepskin condom.
Yeah, no, I shit you not.
From
yeah.
from the I think 1700s.
Yeah.
The Pope's.
Oh, the fascist fucking car.
The Pope's
the
Harley,
Pope's motorcycle.
Harley
yeah,
Davidson.
Yeah,
motorcycle. Yeah,
Benito
Mussolini's car.
Mussolini's Alfa Romeo.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Jim just got like it was
You know
not
what?
it was not a question.
You know what?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's do that one again.
Just run
Let's
the
just do
same
this again.
questions.
Jim's
I like
like,
it.
I'm here.
I don't remember any of the answers. I'm just gonna go with
I'll bet it would
intuition.
be a completely different result.
It's like
absolutely.
Will Ferrell,
Oh, no doubt.
Will Ferrell in
Absolutely.
Old School where he just like blacks out and gives all the
Yeah,
answers.
just like suddenly pops Will Ferrell.
Or- yeah.
Talks about economics. He comes
Yeah.
back. What just happened?
No, this trivia is from Emma. This is all horse questions.
Oh.
From Emma.
Is this a horse?
Oh, come on. Actually, Emma's going to maybe come to town, and Tonka Truck, the pony, may be coming with Emma because they may be doing a show in Las Vegas or some bullshit. And this will be the
okay.
closest we can get to getting Tonka on the
Jacob,
show.
can we have a horse in the studio?
I don't care.
How's that liability
What's the
insurance?
insurance?
Make sure you find that
well,
policy.
the place that I visited in Florida is like a whole horse training area. There's
Oh,
tons
cool.
of horse training facilities and shit everywhere.
Okay.
It's wild.
Tonka Truck,
So.
the pony, the official pony of Pod Therapy.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to have to space some of these out because unfortunately, Emma only gave us 30 pages of trivia.
Aw.
I'm not kidding. This is 30 pages long.
Emma just
All
wants
right.
a season dedicated to Tonka.
This animal weighs 850 pounds and has 4 hooves.
cow!
Donkey!
Zebra.
All right. What is a key difference between Western and English writing styles?
You can answer these, right?
Buzz.
No, I can. I
Okay.
can.
Accents.
Oh, shit! Give him the point. He's
I
right.
know the answer.
For reference, Western is rodeo, ranch type riding, and English is jumping, fox hunting, dressage.
Oh.
Isn't that just the answer then?
I think.
what it
I mean,
What
that's,
are the
that's a lot of the
differences?
answer right there.
All right. It is multiple choice.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I want
Okay.
the choices.
Can I buzz in for extra points?
I think so.
Sure.
Well, yeah.
I think you also lose your vote.
Oh yeah, I don't get to answer it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how many points do I get if I answer now versus the
I say-
options?
Oh, I was going to say 3, but
No,
I
2.
think
All right,
give a man
3
his
it
due.
is. It's saddle style, I believe. I believe it's Eastern European versus Western saddle style.
All right.
The Western has a pommel on the front of the saddle. And
Okay,
the,
so you're talking the actual saddle itself, not
Yeah.
how you're sitting on it.
correct.
But the
Okay.
actual
The physical saddle.
All right, let's see if that's
Okay.
in the multi-choice.
There's a Western saddle style and a European saddle style.
Okay.
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 A, the type of saddle and riding techniques used.
Oh, shit.
B,
I think you got it.
B,
Uncle Baby Billy.
the type of boots worn by the rider.
Hmm.
C, the speed of the ride. Or D, the length of the horse's mane.
Fuck. God damn it.
I'm going to go with Jacob.
Yeah. I think he's got it. I'm gonna join on the fucking bandwagon. I'll take that one.
I'm going to go boots because I don't want to do it.
Boots.
And they're
Jacob's.
made for walking.
Okay. A, the type of saddle and riding
Yeah.
techniques.
Damn. Off
Now,
to
how
a
All
much would that
lead.
saddle go for on an online auction?
How much is Mussolini's used
Jim's over there.
saddle?
His eyes are rolling back. In
Road fascist
Everyone's
and
got to
put
keep
away
track of
wet.
their own score because this is going to be.
All right, I've got 5.
I got
Got
one.
0.
And
Hey,
inflation's a
you
bitch.
did this.
Never mind. I guess I'm going to keep track of scores too. All right. Which candy company is known for sponsoring major equestrian events, including the Kentucky Derby?
Phew.
Any hot takes?
Ooh.
that's-
Hershey's.
Are you going for
I'm
it?
going for it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Hershey's.
You know what? I can't do hot takes. I have all the.
Oh, you have
options.
the options.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have
Your
at least
integrity.
narrowed down, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That was dumb.
Dumbass.
Okay. Are you going with Hershey's?
Yeah.
No, I'm fucking waiting.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Okay. Mars,
Oh.
Hershey's,
Oh shit.
Nestle, or Cadbury?
Oh, I want Cadbury.
I'm going to go with
Oh,
Cadbury.
Cadbury.
Is a good guess.
That's the classy candy. They sponsor horse shit. I think that Hershey sponsors fucking NASCAR.
Horse shit.
Yeah.
A lot of horse shit. That's what you want the chocolate to be
Yeah.
associated with.
We
Yeah.
sponsor horse
There-
shit.
Yeah.
There's upper crust candy, and then there's the fucking people's candy.
Is there a
Yeah.
way that this show can sponsor actual horse shit?
Oh yeah.
Can we be the official podcast of Tonka's
Some would.
shit?
Oh, not
Some
only
would
is that a
argue we
great
already are.
idea, we're fucking doing it right now. You send us enough money on Patreon, we will have Emma box up Tonka's horse shit
Oh my God.
and send it to whoever the fuck you want.
was
We will
just gonna
send a
suggest-
box of horse shit.
I was just going to suggest we send Emma a little sign with a little ground spike that she can just spike
Brought
into
to
the
you by
ground.
PodTherapy?
Yeah,
Oh,
right
there you
next
go.
to the shit and just take a picture
yeah,
of it.
Do that. Do
This
that.
one.
Do that, Emma.
This
I was
one.
just going to do that. But I like boxing up shit and mailing it too.
There's a number. There's a number. We will buy Tonka a thing of carrots.
I will give you Whitney's address right now.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
It's actually written on the bathroom wall. You just go ahead.
So we're all wrong. Mars.
Mars.
Oh.
When you said Mars, I was like, oh.
Well, doesn't Mars make Hershey?
No.
Okay. Good talk.
All right, last one for this round. What popular video game franchise includes a faithful horse named, I think, Epona, who assists the main character in his adventures? Oh.
Shut up.
It's
Jacob.
one of two.
Yeah, no
it's one of
fucking
two.
clue.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I need
I'm
options.
deciding if
have
I
an
want
idea.
to use it. Shit. I really wish I knew.
We'll go 50-50.
Can I have a 50-50?
No.
All right, I'll wait then.
You have to tell me which ones you think it is first, and then I'll give you 50-50. Which
can
is
I write it-
definitely going to be the ones that I... No, you have to tell me first so I know which ones to give you for 50-50.
Oh, okay.
What do you guys want?
I'm gonna wait.
I'm
Damn
waiting.
it. I feel like I get it, but
I think I Okay, I think I know what it is. You're going to wait?
I'm waiting. Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption,
Shit.
The Legend of Zelda,
That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna guess.
Skyrim, or Assassin's Creed.
God damn it.
Well, I'll tell you, Red Dead Redemption and Legend of Zelda were the two that were
Yeah,
in my
Zelda
head.
was what I would have guessed.
I'll go Zelda.
Epona. That seems like Zelda. That seems like a...
Yeah, I was gonna
Although
guess
with
Zelda.
Zelda,
anyway.
right? They both end in
Skyrim.
A. Zelda, Epona.
Well, Zelda doesn't
I
ride
thought-
the horse, Nick. Link rides the horse. Zelda's the princess.
I just thought Jim
Link
would.
has to
Yeah,
go.
I
will
just
slap
thought
you on
Jim
the
would
back of
know
the head.
Zelda.
Please, thank you.
The listeners thank me for that. Okay, they needed me to do that.
I'm
That
going
was
to go
the
Red Dead Redemption.
Vox Populi.
All right.
I'm going Zelda because that would have been my
The
guess.
correct answer is Red Dead.
Damn it.
It is not fucking Zelda.
What?
I know.
We both
I own both.
Did you
of
go?
those.
Yeah, I said
I'm
Zelda.
Gonna,
said
I'm going
Zelda.
to change mine to Skyrim for funsies.
Okay.
Okay.
And you said it's definitely Red Dead.
I'm with you. I think it's Red Dead.
It is not.
You're an idiot.
It's Legend of Zelda.
Damn it.
Fucking
Change
what?
off of mine.
Shenanigans. I want to say. You know what?
All right. A call of shenanigans
I
has
believe
been
shenanigans has been
Oh.
registered.
Uh-oh.
To get a shenanigans case, though, you have to lay something on the line. What would you like to lay on the line, Jim?
Whitney's.
Nope.
Nope.
Damn it. Again.
Look.
What are you laying on the line?
You name the fucking horses in Zelda. I've played both games. You name them yourself.
I thought Jim would have gotten
When you
Zelda.
catch them, you name them. You don't get assigned one. You have to fucking catch them.
What are you putting on the line
That is
for your
just
call
true.
of shenanigans?
No, I did that.
You want to put? Are we going to the bar after this? You want to put a bar tab on there?
Yes,
God
let's do it.
Damn it! You're not part of this.
Let's
okay?
do it.
Why isn't Whitney part of
Fucking
this?
coattailing on a bet.
Why isn't Whitney part
I'm,
of
I'm,
this?
the hype,
Shenanigans.
I'm the hype man.
She's just trying to get that bar up.
So,
know
bar,
what? I
so
was
bar
gonna-
tab for the night, Jim?
I was going to ask Jacob for
Yeah, I
a beer,
think
but
so.
I'm going to wait.
Well,
So bar tab for the night?
I'm sure Emma fucking did research on this. This is how I lost my doctorate.
You called
because
shenanigans.
all the signs say that I shouldn't fucking gamble on it, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. Can you? Okay, if I may, point of clarification. Nick, what Zelda game specifically did Emma say?
It kind of feels like this is you trying to weasel out of this.
I just
don't
want to
if I
know.
wanna-
What does it say?
Nick knows Jim pretty
Jim,
well.
the shenanigans call has been made.
Yeah, there's no weaseling out.
Yeah. There's no
Does
further
Rob
information.
charge, or do I go for it?
Okay, you
And if
gotta
you
say
drop the charge, you have to give Nick a hug and apologize to him.
Oh no! Oh, bar tab. Let's go.
All right,
okay,
bar tab.
Let's
tab.
fucking
There it
go.
is. It is the Legend of Zelda.
Legend of
series.
Zelda.
Epona.
Yeah. Epona is a recurring character in the
Hey.
Legend of Zelda series.
There it is.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm thirsty.
Yeah. Huh. I'm thirsty for expensive booze.
I guess.
Appearances,
It's got to only be an Ocarina of Time and
nope.
maybe Majora's Mask.
it's in those. It's also in the Minish Cup, Twilight Princess, BOTW, and TOTK.
Oh, the
I don't know
fuck
what
it
those
is. Yeah, you can fucking name them yourself.
are. Other
if you
appearances are Link's crossbow training, the Okiara of Time,
want. Ocarina.
whatever, and there's something else after that, and then Hyrule Warriors.
God,
But
damn.
my
So, man, it
only-
was in Zelda a lot.
I did play Hyrule.
But my
Warriors.
only question is do we have to go to our usual place or can we pick some place on the strip?
Yeah,
No, we're just going to Bellagio.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. It's fine.
Top of the World Cafe.
Actually, we're going
Yeah.
to our usual place, but we're ordering booze from Bellagio.
Yes.
Sir, can we order everything Postmates?
Hey, you guys can't bring this in here. Just charge it to us. That's,
That's
fine.
fine.
We'll
Yeah,
pay
that's
the
fine.
fee.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
pay the fee.
whatever it costs.
Do we
Money
need a
is
liquor
no
license?
object.
Yeah, we will apply for a liquor license. All right, so 3-1-1. Is that everybody has one except for Jacob has three? Is
Yeah.
that where we landed on this?
Yep. Shit. Man, Jim talked a big game before the show started,
Damn
didn't he?
it, Emma, you fucked me. You fucked me good. Whatever.
I'm just proud that I remembered that about the saddles.
That was
that was
impressive.
honestly
That was
very
impressive.
impressive.
I know
Yeah.
my horse
Yeah.
saddles.
You watch a lot
He's a
more
horse guy.
dressage than people realize.
That's true.
You know,
It's true.
people don't peg you as well in general.
I disagree. I grew up next door to a horse farm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, out in the country.
Checks out.
Our closest neighbor was like a mile and a half away, and I would ride my bike down to their farm, and they would let me ride their horses.
Okay.
Yeah, so I grew up riding horses at my neighbor's house.
Which style did you ride? Did you English?
saddle that they had that they liked for the horse that I rode was a Western saddle, so I didn't have an option with that.
Cowboys,
learning
to rope and ride.
But I always liked the. I always felt like I would like the Euro saddle better because there wasn't a big horn there right in front of my balls that I would bounce onto from time to time.
A lot of people don't know that the Europeans no testicles, just not a problem.
No, the Western people had no testicles.
Oh, that's right. Shit. That's how that worked.
Yeah, because like because I wasn't that big, so like you'd get kind of tossed around every now and then by the horse, and every now and then you just land on that fucking horn on the if you weren't ready for it, because I wasn't like a great rider or anything.
I don't know what that's all about. Overcoming little things from Dale the King. Hello, Jim, Nick, Whitney, and Dr. Jacob Smith, PhD. I've been listening to your show since your 2022 Reddit AMA and thoroughly enjoying it. It's a great compliment to my regular therapy sessions. I really appreciate the vulnerability others exhibit by asking their questions. I can usually take something relevant to myself from those answers, and if not, I always learn something. So I thought I would take the opportunity to offer my own question. I've been in therapy for about 5 years, the last 3 with the same therapist. I really like my therapist. We have excellent rapport. It has definitely taken time to build that relationship, as I'm typically slow to open up. But it feels like just about every session we make progress. Or rather, as I'm sure he would prefer me to say, I am able to realize or acknowledge some progress I have made after talking through something with him. I'm going to use the terminology he often does in our sessions because I'm not sure how else to term some things. I struggle with anxiety and depression and have for about 20 years. Many times our work focuses on updating old systems within my mind that have typically run the show. I am a recovering perfectionist who has often tended toward black and white thinking. Did you know that if perfection is your benchmark, it's impossible to succeed? Who knew? And when you couple that with a fear of failure and embarrassment, growth is off the menu. I struggle with running information through new systems that are not based on old fears or thinking patterns and having the bigger mind be in control. The old system completely ran things for so long, it just feels overpowering much of the time. I know I'm making progress, but it seems incredibly slow and can be painful. I know that life is about the journey and not the destination, but the journey is often just plain hard, and I can't help but wish that I was making better time on this journey, you know? I know one of Jacob's favorite life coachisms is fake it till you make it. And honestly,
arguably my only one.
And he was only specifically talking about orgasms. And honestly, that aligns very closely with some of my therapist's regular advice. He likes, if you build it, they will come. Also about orgasms. But
you tell your fucking therapist that I've got all the rights to all those things.
I got the corner of the market.
Yeah.
I want royalties every time.
I want a nickel every time your therapist says that.
But Shoeless Joe and the rest of the personal growth baseball ghosts don't seem to be showing up. So here are my questions. What is your advice on more easily or regularly accessing the bigger mind when the old systems are trying to run things? Do you have any tips on recognizing or acknowledging the little things? I wonder if it might feel like more progress was being made if I could more easily notice slight differences from how I would have thought or felt in the past, instead of just waiting for a problem to be 100% solved before a part of me allows myself to feel like I am progressing. Thanks for taking my questions and for all the laughs. Sincerely, Dale the King. Pronouns are he and him. P.S. I just want to say I really enjoy listening to the 4 of you together. It's safe to say you absolutely nail the goal of the show, providing mental health information and awareness in an entertaining and engaging way. Yes, Nick, I know I need to put that in a review, and I will. Also, Jim, I want to say I really admire how well you seem to be able to take jokes made at your expense. As someone who struggled with being overly sensitive and self-conscious
this part isn't written down here.
for much of my life, nice. I really respect that as an attribute of yours. Fucking fuck you, Dale. Fuck you. God damn it. Fuck you, Dale. I know what you did, you piece of shit.
Dale, the motherfucking king.
God damn it.
And he is.
Wow. I fucking walked right into it.
Oh, and he was so happy too.
Like almost the last word, literally.
Jesus.
He was so pleased.
Oh, Jesus.
And then just
Never mind,
ran
Jim
right
did not
into
write
it.
that.
Wow. Well
just
played,
one
Dale.
more point to our listeners. Jim will read anything you write
Stay
down.
classy, San Diego. If you write it, he will read it. Oh, that's a good question.
Oh my gosh.
The bigger mind and how to stay aware of small progress. I like that.
It's interesting because as Dale the King was, explaining all of this, some of the things that he said, as far as like, and I'm gonna bring this back to golf.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I was worried we weren't going to talk about golf.
Yeah. But no, like the whole perfectionism thing.
Oh.
Like that resonates with me because I definitely have this idea of like perfectionism, and so you're just setting yourself up for failure. And I've learned over the years to kind of change my definition of like perfect or what good actually means. And good doesn't mean that you don't make mistakes. Good means that you make better mistakes, that your mistakes are not as big. And that also, I think good means that you start viewing mistakes that you make as an opportunity to demonstrate growth. So it's like if everything goes perfect, then I don't have to demonstrate good coping because I've got nothing to cope with. But when things do go wrong, I can look at this as like, okay, here's an opportunity I have to actually implement the stuff I've been working on.
Yeah.
So just kind of a change of philosophy, I guess.
Yeah. Something that I like to kind of suggest to clients that I work with who show similar struggles is asking them if there's anyone in their life who they can sort of bounce their ideas off of or bounce their like progress off of. So do you have like a family member, a really good friend, or a partner who you could kind of check in with them and be like, have you noticed or what have you noticed over the last year, 2 years, 3 years, as far as, especially when we're talking about depression and anxiety, a lot of those things will show up to people really close to us, even though it may not be all of it. Masking and hiding that part of ourselves is really comfortable, and we get good at it if we've been dealing with those issues for a long time. But sometimes I'll suggest trying to ask someone close to them, like, hey, what have you seen or noticed? Because it can kind of help validate what we might be doubting ourselves. Because, our thoughts don't tell us the truth. They lie to us all the time. And so getting a little bit of input from somebody outside of your own head might be helpful. But I don't know if you have a person like that who you could trust. That's something I would kind of suggest if you're looking for progress,
Another thing, too, and I know you're not going to like this, and it's one of the things that we talk about all the time, but like journaling with the purpose of actually like at the end of the day, I'm going to write down a few little things that I accomplished, or I'm going to write down a few things that I recognize that I've made progress on. I do this, or I want and I try to encourage my personal training clients to kind of do this as well, to like look at like if you're making progress, are you looking for progress? Because if you're not, you're not going to see it. Like, one of the biggest signs that people are making improvements in the gym is when they leave the gym and they feel energized, or they feel good, or they feel optimistic, or they feel hopeful, or they feel like they're ready to take on the day. But they don't recognize that unless they're looking for it. Like you just kind of get into this groove of like, I just do this and this happens. And sometimes, you're only looking for progress in one specific area, and it feels like it's never coming because you're making progress in all these other areas, just not aware of it.
Yeah, kind of a solution-focused take that I like to use as well is starting to scale things. So when you're journaling, and it sounds like there's slow progress there, but progress nonetheless, try to find things to sort of scale for yourself emotionally or mentally. Like, how depressed are you feeling this week? Or
like 1 through 5.
Yeah, 1 through 5, 1 through 10, 1 through 100, doesn't matter. But whatever scale you want, just keep with that and maybe start marking it, because that can bring awareness to what is actually happening rather than letting our feelings consume us,
Yes.
once a month. And then you're like, gosh, I just went backwards,
Right.
100 steps. Like,
Yeah, because that's a feeling, but probably not a fact. And I love what you're both saying there about documenting incremental progress. So you can, to me, that's fastening the hook on the cliff. That's the safety line, so that when you feel like you fall and you're like, oh man, I'm starting all over. It's like, no, you're really not though. Look at where you once were. Look at the incremental progress you've been making. That's a pattern, right? And like that matters for something. You're spending more days in a better state than you used to.
Well,
That's tremendous.
It's also just priming your brain to see things.
Right.
I mean, if you've ever shopped for a car, and you've never seen this one particular car, but now that you're looking at it, you're like, okay, this is the car I want. I want this particular brand, this model. I want this trim.
Yeah.
I want this color. And then all of a sudden you see them everywhere.
Right. Yeah.
It's not like they just became.
That's a really good point.
That's
Yeah.
very
It's like, no, they've always
Yeah.
been there. You weren't looking for them.
Yeah. Do you have any
Now you
idea
do.
how many fascist cars I have seen since the last episode? They're everywhere. So many Fiats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's an Alfa Romeo, but yeah.
I assume they're all fascist.
Are you sure?
I thought
think
you
it was
were
a
just-
Fiat.
No, it's an Alfa Romeo.
I thought you were just going to
Mussolini's
say.
car?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's Alfa Romeo.
Did we talk about Fiats?
I don't think so.
I think we just assumed they were also
I think
fascist.
you two are just...
That's what the F in Fiat is.
No, I
for.
thought we had talked about Fiats, and I assumed that was why we talked about Fiats. I might be conflating another conversation. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's entirely possible. No, I love these points about solution focus. So several things that I think we can borrow from solution focused brief therapy that help people find that progress. One is if I meet with somebody and I say, so one of my favorite questions from solution focused is, what's going better this week? Tell me about something that you're doing better that we're improving on, right? And so like, let's take it from addictions. If somebody says, yeah, I'm really trying to, deal with how much I've been drinking. And I'll ask them like, okay, tell me something that's going better this week. And I'd be like, well, I don't know, nothing. I'd be like, okay, zoom in on that, tell me. And then we're really taking inventory. Like, well, I guess I had one less beer. And then my next question, how did you manage to do that?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, why does that matter, Jim? Who fucking cares? I'm like, no. That is 1 yard more, right? That is a game of inches. How did you get that? How did you manage it? Well, I don't know. I guess I felt like I was done after the last one. I just didn't order one more. It's really impressive, man. What'd you do instead? I ordered fries. That's great. Okay, this is interesting, right? We're
fries.
finding the exception to the rule. So I love that. Another version of that is if somebody says, yeah, I'm not making any progress, you say, okay, what didn't go worse this last week? What did you prevent from going backward? Like, well, I don't know. I drank the exact same amount as I did last week. Fascinating. How did you manage to do that? What are you talking about, dude? I'm not a winner. You're not a loser either, my man. You pushed, right? You came in at a tie. I'll take that against the problem.
Totally.
That's fantastic. You used to tell me that your life was in free fall, that you were falling down, right? Now you're holding your own. How did you manage it? So like even stalemate can be reframed as progress or as lack of failure if you're looking at it, I think, correctly. And that's a solution-focused mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do that, like, talking about kind of the perspective of like, oh, how was your week? Oh, I had a major setback this week. I slipped back. I just had a terrible week. Where would you say you're at on that scale? I got down to a 3. And I'm like, wow, okay. Well, last time we had a similar situation like this, you fell all the way back to 0. How did you catch yourself?
Yes.
How did you stop?
That's
at
where
3?
scaling is so useful.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, or somebody like with anxiety, 1 through 5 scale, and they'll be like, "Gosh, Jim, I think I was at a 4." Like, wow, how did you stop that from getting to a 5?
Yeah.
And they'll be like, I don't know. But now I'm bringing their attention to anything, even microscopic details that they were doing correctly. And this is how we are evading the problem. And we are creating a new, system of that bigger mind thinking, which is I'm solution focused. I'm being mindful. But this is great, Dale. I think that I love that you're sticking to it. I mean, 5 years in, which is awesome. And I know some people hear that, they go, Jesus, do you always have to be in therapy forever? No, not at all. It depends on the person, depends on whether they like it, if they're benefiting from it. Some people, go golfing every weekend and that's their therapy. Some people go to therapy and that's their therapy, teach their own. And so it's working for Dale. And Dale, if it's working, I want you to keep doing it. I love that you brought up these 2 points, the bigger mind, that ability to sort of zoom out, which is really another trick that we all use to identify progress, which is reframing, right? Because we'll talk to somebody and they'll be like, oh gosh, I was so so, let's take the alcohol thing again. I was so anxious that I was going to drink when I go out with my friends that, I just didn't take any phone calls, and I feel like I'm becoming avoidant, and I'm just, oh no, and they're worrying about themselves, right? Think they're doing something bad. But we'll reframe that and say, wow, Dale, I love how vigilant you are lately. I mean, what you're calling anxious, I understand why that feels that way, but I want to call that word vigilant. I notice that you're being very protective of your sobriety lately. You're taking it really serious, and I can tell you really respect the disease. And you know what? The only way you're going to achieve recovery is if I see respect for the illness. And I see you respecting it. You're not just hoping nothing bad happens. You're ensuring nothing bad happens. And when you talk that way about the problem, Dale, then you hear that and go, oh, yeah, I guess I'm doing all these better things. And that's the bigger mind.
Yeah.
The bigger mind sees things from that global perspective. The big picture is rooting for you, assumes everything under good intentions, finds your strengths, augments and complements those. Generally, that starts to move people in a better, way forward, away from their problems and towards success.
Yeah.
That's my favorite attribute that people have.
I like the
solution focus.
The writers shared some of their therapists isms or the way they verbalize
which
stuff.
are all
That's
ripped
really
off
cool.
of Jacob. I mean,
obviously.
And I'm going to sue him.
I hope he does. Just
is that your lawyer on the phone?
Yep.
Oh, Nick, I thought about something. This is unrelated.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Good job.
Thanks, bud. I've been really trying to take your advice. Yeah. So at the beach, there was a guy wearing a golf shirt and it said, "Talk birdie to me." And I was like, oh, that's awesome. So, yeah. I asked him if I could have it, and he said no.
You asked a
So
man
you
at the
took
beach
it.
if you could have his shirt.
Yeah.
It's San Diego.
You're making it weird.
You're right.
Yeah, he was taking it off anyway. I don't know. Probably could the bird would have taken
The
it.
seagull.
The seagull. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're talking about My Friend is Getting Fired.
Oh, no.
You're listening to Pod Therapy.
Today's episode is brought to you by Robert Brownie, Jr., Mintz, Kayla Lansbury, Kevin Chamberlain, Ben Stanley, Adam Hathaway, Dan Martin, Lib, Heyo, Andrew Langmead, and Bugnuts. Would you like to sponsor the show? Become a therapy producer at patreon.com/therapy. More horsey trivia.
More.
Hey.
What city is known as the horse capital of the
Oh,
world?
my gosh.
Your mom.
Oh, shit. I want Kentucky.
All right, Jim has the city of Kentucky.
That's where
Very
the
good.
Derby is.
Yep.
Yep.
Nope. You're right.
Yep.
You're it.
Let's see if Kentucky's on the list.
He's locked in.
Oh,
All right.
shit.
Oh,
Nope.
You made the
God
rule
damn
that locked you in.
Fuck.
I'm gonna wait.
I'm
for
gonna wait on
options.
options.
Yeah.
God damn
You know
it.
what? I'm going to wait too.
All right.
Okay.
Interesting.
Can I
got
have a
Lexington,
safety real quick?
Kentucky.
God, shit. God
We have
damn it.
Louisville, Kentucky.
God fucking damn it. All of them are going to be Kentucky.
Sarasota Springs, New York.
Oh, thank God.
The Kentucky of New York.
As many have said.
Ocala, Florida.
I almost said that
Oh.
because they're so.
okay.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh,
We
really?
visited.
That's where she was visiting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
But I was like,
actually
no,
have
it's
I know
the
what you're
capital.
thinking.
I should just for fun.
I kind of feel like Sarasota Springs. I don't know why.
All right.
Kentucky feels like a red herring.
All right. A blue herring.
Yes.
I have to go with Ocala.
I think it's a smart move.
Ocala, just for funsies.
All right, I'll take Lexington. There's a fuck ton of horse
Oh
farms
my
in
gosh,
Lexington.
there's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Just got
None of us are taking Louisville.
I mean, I will if you'll let me.
Nope.
I'll take it.
You already
I'll
took
take a scrap.
the city of Kentucky.
Fucking dumb.
There has to be a city named
Well,
Kentucky
he's
somewhere.
covered too.
Kentucky.
My brain was so
Turns
excited.
out he's right.
Yeah, it's just Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Oh, shit.
The most Kentucky
Trick
shit
question,
I've
you
ever
dummies.
heard.
It was Kentucky.
Lexington, Kentucky.
It
is Lexington.
All right.
And Jacob
Nice.
just smoothing over it. 4 points.
It's
What
going.
equestrian event is often associated with luxury brands such as Longines, I don't know, and Rolex due to their sponsorship and support?
Ooh, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, go ahead.
Polo? Is that what
Oh,
that
that's
sport's
gotta
called?
be
Where you're on the
it.
horse and you polo?
Yeah.
Oh.
that's
If
the
I
one.
had the ability to take a blind guess, that's what I would have done
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, that is not the blind guess I would have taken.
You thinking? Were you
Well-
thinking dressage?
I was thinking the Lexington, the Derby.
Will you
thing, too,
reread
but-
the question?
What equestrian event is often associated with luxury brands
Yeah.
such as, and somebody's got to tell me, Longines? Longines?
Vagina.
That's like a
Longines?
European brand, I
Longines?
think.
I think so.
That's
And
why, I
Rolex,
guess.
due to their
yeah.
sponsorship and support.
I think Polo's solid. I'm gonna
Oh,
take
it's another
a guess.
watch. It's another watch manufacturer.
Oh, okay.
It's
I'm going to
high-end
guess
watch.
something about fox hunting. I don't know what that's called.
I think that's just
okay.
called
I'm
fox
hoping the
hunting.
spirit of the fucking thing. I get it.
I think it's just called fox hunting.
All right, good.
hunting.
Give me that.
Okay, so you're going to go.
So Jim is locked in on
I should have gotten Spirit of Kentucky too. God
fox
damn it!
hunting.
Oh, God damn it! Is
Do
it
they
not
even
called
use
fox
horses
hunting?
for fox hunting?
I don't know, man.
No, they do. I thought you just walk.
They got a little.
with them.
They got a trumpet.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
There's
I guess
dogs.
both.
Jim is picturing the Disney cartoons
Yeah, the
from
Fox and the
from
Hound.
the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
All right. Fox hunting.
Yeah.
You're going with polo. What are you doing? You want options?
I mean,
Go blind, you pussy. Take dressage.
no, I want options because that's not the type of event that I thought. I thought it was going to
Just
be
be
like
racist?
the Preakness.
I don't know what that word is.
It's a
I'm
race.
going to go with polo.
Okay.
You can see
You're going-
them.
So,
I was going to do that anyway.
All right, so you get 1 point
Plus,
if it's
like,
polo.
fuck it, I get to make up
yeah.
rules. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just true.
Okay. Options are show jumping,
Ooh.
dressage, polo,
Come on, Fox.
eventing.
God damn it.
Eventing?
Damn it. Damn this game.
I mean, fox hunting's kind of like an event.
Emma, fuck your game. I hate this game.
Yeah,
I like
this is
Tonka,
your
but fuck
fault.
this
Jim's
game.
taking a
fault.
turn.
This
The
thing's
Olympic
cost me a
sport
bar
of
tab.
eventing is best described as an equestrian triathlon.
Oh.
That's basically fox hunting.
Nope.
Triathlon, one of the things could be the fox.
I looked it up to try to give you some credit, Jim.
I think that one of the things could be the fox. You don't know.
All right, I'll take dressage.
We are all wrong.
Is
It's
it
show
fencing?
jumping.
Show.
Oh.
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, oh. But
Okay.
still,
I
the
would have guessed
Royals.
polo because polo,
Polo
like,
seems
All
solid.
that's
those rich
expensive.
people.
How
Yeah.
many horses do you need to play a polo
Oh,
match? It's
so
like
many
you need
horses.
like at least 3,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
Something like that.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I think a group of 3 or more horses is called a polo.
Oh, shit.
Apollo 13.
Oh, my God. It all makes sense
There's
now.
a very specific number of them.
Okay, last one. What is the name of the high-end equestrian center in Wellington, Florida, known for hosting elite competitions and attracting celebrities?
Jim's place.
Jim's mom's place.
Starbucks.
The elite.
The Batmob Memorial Coliseum.
I'll wait for options.
I got to take
Yeah.
options.
Options.
Even though I really need the 3 points, but whatever.
Okay. Mar-a-Lago.
Ah, damn it.
I'm kidding.
Oh,
The Palm Beach International Equestrian Center.
that sounds right.
The World Equestrian Center.
Oh,
The Akala Horse Complex.
damn.
There it is again. I told
The
you.
Tyron International Equestrian Center.
Oh, man. Give me World
Yeah,
Equestrian.
that World
That
one's
sounds
a good
badass.
guess.
Damn it, that's the one I was going to go
That's
with.
got to be.
I'll go Palm Beach then.
That
All
would
right,
be the
I'll
most
take
American
C.
shit ever.
I'm still going
is
with
to
my
name
Ocala.
it the world. A world.
I'm going.
Yeah,
I'm
World's
going
a good guess.
Ocala.
You taking that
Yeah.
Ocala?
Jacob and I are.
Oh wait, you're switching?
No, I said Ocala.
You said World.
No, I said
She said
World's
she
a good
liked
guess.
World.
But
Oh, okay.
I'm going with Ocala.
Okay.
Nick
well,
and I are going World.
No, I said Palm Beach.
Oh, did you?
Yes, and I got it right.
Oh, isn't
I would like to switch my answer to Palm Beach. Since
yeah.
Whitney can switch her answer.
that weird? Yeah, apparently Nick
willy-nilly.
can too.
I did not.
Says it
I
under
said
his breath.
Dressage.
Yeah.
Play the tape.
You know what? Shenanigans again. Double or
Are we going double or nothing? Are we going double or nothing?
No, you're way too excited. I'm out.
Then you have to give Nick a hug and tell him that he's right.
He's a no.
I'm beer. So the answer was Palm Springs?
Yes.
Okay.
No, Palm Beach.
Okay.
Palm Beach
Still not Palm
International
Springs.
Equestrian Center.
Suspicious.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Very suspicious. I believe Jacob's still
Flow
in the lead.
rata.
Oh, I'm still very much in the lead.
My
Yeah.
friend is getting fired. Hey, buddies, my heart is heavy. I got my friend Trey a job at my place of work, and he's about to be fired. I stole him from our last place of employment, which was a terrible place to work, but paid okay. It was also an impossible place to get fired from. People bringing strippers into work,
Wow.
people drinking on the job, etc. Yeah, I know. Like I said, atrocious job environment, but paid okay. My buddy just received a shape up or you're out notice, and everyone who's gotten this notice has gotten canned. I think Trey's out, which sucks, because Trey is dead smart and a good employee. Our job is hard. Sometimes it's working around the impossible, Let's say our company makes 100 items, but routinely promises 120, and it's us negotiating with our customers so they're the least amount of pissed off. If I'm honest, Trey has some issues. Trey has some health problems and calls off more than other people. Trey also complains more than he probably should. Complains to the wrong people, if you know what I mean, and makes excuses when he does not put in the extra effort to make a deadline. With that said, Trey is still a good employee, as I've worked with him for years and a much better employee than I'm used to working with. On to the actual problem. I feel guilty that I had him leave his very stable, shitty job to come work for this company. I fear that I'm hurting him and jeopardizing his livelihood. I'm also worried that it's going to affect our friendship, as he will probably need to take a lesser paying job when he gets fired, if not, face poverty for a while. I hate there being a power imbalance in our friendship when I make more money and I regularly get praised at work. It's awkward and I feel terrible. Can you offer any advice? Do any of you have similar experiences? Octo, the 8-armed praying mantis.
Oh.
Yeah. It's weird because praying mantises have 6 arms.
Hmm.
Man, I would just start off by saying, it's kind of basic, but I get feeling a heavy heart about that. Like, I feel that responsibility.
for sure.
Totally relatable. However, you are not responsible for Trey's emotions through this or his actions.
Yeah.
If he has
or his predicament, unless you planted fucking weed on him or something. Like,
who would ever do that?
Yeah.
Or plant
it
a bagging?
wasn't real. It wasn't real.
But that's
It
where
was real enough.
it felt real, right?
Yeah.
It looked real.
It looked real.
Protest.
But that's just what I want to throw out there first, that yes, it's natural to feel that responsibility, but you are not responsible for how he performed on the job. You gave him the opportunity to come work at a better place. And if for whatever reason, I mean, the health stuff, I would say, okay, I don't know where y'all live, but if it is in the US, you can't fire somebody for medical stuff, even though it happens. I get it. But if there's ways that he's not living up to his duty on the job, then that's not your job to fix that, to be responsible for that. And then if he does get a job that pays less, by the way, we don't even know he's getting fired. I get that what you're saying is it seems like he will
put on a pip, but
but even if he does, when I've had friends that are at a different pay scale than I am, I just kind of do what they do. Like, you want to just hang out at the house tonight? Let's watch a show we like to watch together.
Right.
I'll bring the beer. I'll bring dinner over. Like, let me treat you.
I'll bring some Cristal and some shrimp.
Yeah. So
you can have pretzels.
Well, I'm not going to bring it. My servants are going to bring it. But
You can watch
get the
me
idea.
eat this.
So yeah, that's my initial 2 cents hearing this question.
I was actually going to say kind of the same thing, which is, you put it much more elegantly than I was going to put it, because I was really going to
give me an analogy.
eloquently.
There it is.
I was going to really kind of tear into Octo, as in do you really think that you have that much influence?
Oh,
Right.
damn.
Yeah.
You don't, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you really don't when it
Right.
comes down to it. Like, I hear people say this all the time, where they feel like really bad, they feel responsible for a situation, and then they're like, well, now wait a minute. Like, if the situation were the exact opposite and he's getting all of this praise, are you going to take all of the reward for it? Are you going to take all the credit
Good
for
question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Well,
good point.
it? Jacob would, and that's why he's a bad person.
And a
That's
life
not
coach.
why.
But that street goes both ways. So, if he worked really hard and he did a great job and he got praise, you're not going to take credit for that. You may take credit for hey, I'm glad I brought you on board.
Right.
I'm glad I kind of opened this doorway for you, but he gets the reward for the work that he's done. So why doesn't it work the other way?
Right.
And here's the other thing to think about too. Okay, so he left a lower paying job for a higher paying job. Okay, so let's say it's $1,000 more per month that he's making.
Right.
And let's say he's been there for 6 months. So that's $6,000 he's got in his pocket now that he wouldn't have had if he stayed at his other job.
That's a good point. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Solution
a really
focused.
good point.
Yeah, that money, they don't take that money back.
Right. Yeah.
So he's still taking that home,
that's a really
even
good
if he
point.
loses that job.
Oh man, I hope they don't take that money back.
Oh no.
It's real awkward if they do.
Octo, I'm sorry. They are taking that money back.
Yeah.
This
Now
just
that I
in.
think about it, they do take that money back. Yeah, no, that's really good points. I've been through a similar thing, and man, I totally feel you. Like, it's really hard whenever you bring great people.
You did this to me.
I wasn't gonna
Where
name
was
names.
that?
Story came from.
I
Sounds
wasn't
so
gonna
familiar.
name names. Yeah, no. It sucks, man. I mean, it's so yes, this did happen to Nick and I, and it was fucking really hard because like one of the things that frustrated me. So we had worked at this nice rehab. I'd kind of come in first, and then part of my job was, okay, we need to staff this place with like really great clinicians and people that really know what they're doing. And so like I thought, okay, well, my whole value add is that I know a lot of great people and I can probably get them here. And I did. And I felt like we staffed it really, really well. We had really good people on our team, Nick being one of them. And then unfortunately, just the leader just was a privately owned business. And that leader just had, specific opinions about this, that, and the other thing, and would get a wild hair up their ass about like, oh, I'm upset, and I just somebody's gonna be fired. I just gotta prove a fucking point. The person was not,
Fun.
what you might call in that situation very
Stable.
emotionally mature, and so it sucked because that was also a way to punish me. Because it'd be like, oh, well, I don't want to fire you, but you know what? Things aren't going well, so you're gonna have to lose a member of your team, and that really fucking sucked because I'd have to talk to this person and be like, look, man. We're, with respect, we're not, 7-Eleven employees, goddammit. Like, we're all clinicians here. And I can't just be using my good name to recruit all these people. They put their faith in this company, not because they know fucking you. And there's a lot of Johnny-come-lately companies in town, and they just avoid this shit. And the reason they're here is because I brought them here. It hurts my ability to work in this town for the next rest of my fucking career. If you're going to do this. And it would be like, well, whatever, I'm pissed. This bad thing happened and now I'm mad and you got to get rid of this person. So this had happened several times and it really hurt because I was also in that case, those people's supervisor and they'd come because I'd asked them to, and like we had a good relationship and I thought they were doing great work. Like the writer says, where it's like, they're not the problem. Like our company was struggling in some ways. It had nothing to do with our department. It had to do with marketing. It had to do with their ability to bring in business. We were good at our part of the job, but it didn't matter. And we were held to these impossible standards, and that really sucked. So I do know what it feels like, Ryder, and it is really hard. And, I think Nick's absolutely right. Like, it's hard not to personalize that and feel like, oh, no, I failed you. Like, you're my friend. This bad thing is happening. And I'm supposed to, like, I have access behind the scenes. Like in the writer's case, they're sort of peers. I had access behind the scenes to see that my boss was, like, targeting people. Ugh. And then it's like, I'm begging for them not to. And I'm like, no, let me talk to you about this or whatever. Well, no. So, kidding. Yeah, this did happen. So Jim's hero story here. They did tell me, the boss did tell me one night, you're going to let go of Nick tonight because we had a stupid AMA, a patient left against medical advice, which happens all the fucking time.
All the time.
In substance use. But, the census was very low. The company was struggling. Again, marketing's fucking fault, not my fault. And then this patient was going to leave. And then the boss was like, this is ridiculous. You guys can't even keep this patient. And I'm like, dude, percentage-wise, we're crushing it. Like, I've worked at other rehabs. Like, I am destroying the AMA number. We offer great service. Everybody's very cared for, blah, 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 blah. But he was pissy, and he basically just wanted to scare me, I guess, and was sort of like, all right, to get rid of Nick. And I was, it backfired on the guy because he didn't realize that Nick's my ride or die.
Oh,
yeah. And so, like, I went to him, I said, I volunteer. I will fucking leave. And
I volunteers tribute.
You're going to need Nick. No, I told him. I did. I was, I fucking volunteer. No, but we got into it that night because I was like, no, you're going to need Nick because I'm leaving. And he's like, well, whoa, what the fuck's going on? And I'm like, no. Like, clearly there's a problem.
I didn't mean the baby come back.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what fucking happened, too.
I know.
Yeah. And so, like, yeah, he did this bullshit because he's like, well, clearly. And I was like, no. Nick showed up here in the middle of the night. AMA blocked that patient, worked his balls off. He is the reason that, 2 other people are still here. And so if you believe that we are fundamentally doing this wrong, then that comes back to me, and I should be the one to exit, and you should reform your policies and stuff because it shouldn't be that way. So, of course, called his fucking bluff.
Yeah.
And then he was like, all right, well, let's talk about it. Like, let's not rush to any fucking...
you're the one
let's just
rushing
not
to
do anything.
things.
Yeah, and so then he was like, well, fucking calm down. Then he waited a while, and then eventually the same fucking thing happened where somebody left and the census was low, and this time he just fired both of us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so he's like, you know what? Fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
how about you both just go? And it's
Yeah.
like, great. But it's because I'd already tried this move once, and
Yeah.
ridiculous.
You only get to use that move once.
You can only move it once. Yeah, exactly. Can't do this game over and over again. Once I'd done it once, he realized, okay, so I just have to think bigger,
Yeah.
and eventually do what I have to do.
Yeah, and the
for
funny
him.
part after that was that he called me 2 months later. And
Yeah,
was
offered you the job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the same,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
No.
double the salary.
Yeah,
Can you come back?
yeah.
Not worth
Yeah.
it.
I'll give you the money.
Yeah.
Up front for an
Upfront.
entire year.
Yeah.
Entire year, you can just take this
God
money.
damn
I'm
it.
like,
Are you
ah,
fucking
So
serious?
funny. Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely, he did that.
Yeah.
And Nick called me the day it happened. He goes, guess who
Yeah.
called me?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he replaced us with idiots. It turned out that
Shocker.
we knew what we were fucking doing, and it turned out we weren't full of shit. Like, there was a handful of people in the state that have run these programs at that level. We were two of them,
Yeah.
and you just happened to get us both because we knew each other. We brought in all the best people,
Jeez.
and then when we left, all of our people fucking left because they're like, "Oh, I could just go get another job tomorrow."
Yeah.
and they did. They all left.
he just kind of had this philosophy that he can just fire his way to success.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He's
Just
like, I'll just keep
cutting.
firing people until I
Yeah.
finally
Great
get what I
business
want.
practices.
Yeah. It was not successful.
Jeez.
So, but Ryder, I relate to the emotion, what that feels like. It is scary, and there is this sense of like, oh no, I have failed my friend. Somehow I should have protected them. And I remember this feeling too. I remember thinking like, oh no, because I think that you were working somewhere else before we recruited you, because you had, no, that's right, because you had been with another company. That company had, I think you had exited that company. It closed. But we weren't ready to hire at that time because we still had our clinical director. So you got set up somewhere else, and then our CD left, and that's when I came and got you from that place. So it was a very similar thing where it was like, well, he has like a solid gig that, I think it was, again, one of those jobs you can't be fired from necessarily. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you were set. Like, you weren't going anywhere. So, but yeah, like that was, but I think the thing that ultimately, I think, I believe I'm not making this up. I believe this happened. But I believe that the night we got fired, which was together at, he summoned
the
us.
Bellagio.
The goddamn Bellagio. And so he summons us, fires us. So, we get our whole severance package of like, here's how this is going to go down. Do not mutiny. Do not take all of your talent with you. Like, leave here peacefully and I'll give you checks. And we were like, yes, we have bills to pay. It's fine. And we weren't going to fucking tank the place anyway. It's a healthcare company.
And you knew they were all going to leave anyway.
Well,
You're like,
we
once
knew
we're
that,
gone.
they're not idiots. Like,
No.
Weird. The
Trickle
two, leaders just fucking left. So, and we also knew the idiots he was bringing in. It wasn't going to work out.
Yeah.
But I remember that I talked to Nick, I think later on we were waiting for our cars outside in the valet area. And I had said something to you about, I think I was very emotional, surprising. And I was something like, man, I'm so sorry that this happened. And he basically gave me the same lecture he just did, like to the writer, which is like, you didn't do this. And you know how I know that? You're fired too.
Here we are together.
Here we are, bud.
Turns out, Ryder, you're also
We're good.
fired.
He's like, and he's not getting the money back, so we're cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I got what I wanted, and then Nick did his classic. I want to pull out my phone, make one phone call, and have a job the next day.
Right.
And he did that, and so then he was fine the next day, and I was like, great.
I have the job before I got to my car.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You're
Can
like
I get a
standing
gig?
in ballet, texting.
Yeah.
Got it.
Turned out it was not hard, but I know the emotion writer, but I agree with Nick. I agree with whatever her name is.
Yeah.
That this is all the way you need to think about that is.
Also, learn from this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know how often I recommend people for jobs? Never.
Oh, really? Because of this?
Virtually never.
Okay.
Like, I mean, one hand worth of people a year.
Oh, wow.
At most. Because like the only way I will recommend somebody for a job, if somebody calls me and says, I'm talking to this person, would you recommend them?
Yeah.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm talking about like, let me go get
Ask
this
a favor
person
or something.
from this job over here and switch them, bring them over to a different job, whatever it is. two reasons. One is this one. The other is you're putting your own credibility on the line. Every person that you bring in. So before I recommend someone for a job, I am positive that they are perfect for that job.
Okay.
I mean, I have no doubt in my mind that they can do the job. They can fit in with the work culture. They will get along with everyone there, and they understand what they're getting into.
Yeah.
He's not lying, because I've been trying to get on as the Green Fairy at Absinthe for many years.
Yeah.
I won't do it.
I send in
You won't do it.
headshots.
No.
Yeah,
Will not
once
do
a
it.
month, I just send them in. I accidentally leave them in studio. Never. The phone never rings.
On the other hand, there's someone at Absinthe right now who I got an interview for.
Okay.
I didn't get them the job. I got them the interview. They got the job through that interview. And for like a couple of months after, they were thanking me profusely all the time. Like, thank you so much for getting me this job. This is great. I didn't get you shit.
You did.
I got your foot in the door. You got the job because you're qualified to I got you the interview because I knew you were qualified to do the job.
Yeah.
But that is it.
Yeah.
I like that. I agree with that philosophy too. Whereas, like, I don't mind, like, every once in a while, like a student or somebody that's becoming an intern or is interested in substance abuse will reach out and say, like, hey, do you know anybody that's hiring right now? And like, yeah, no, a lot of them are really looking for great people. If you're enthusiastic, I'll kind of pre-vet you and take a minute to be like, oh, tell me about why you're interested in this, and then, I don't mind connecting you. But again, they're not going to hire you based on me saying you're a good therapist. I don't fucking know if you are.
Yeah.
But I also clarify that with the contact too. Like when you set them up with the potential employer, I'll tell them, hey, this is an acquaintance. I don't use like mafia language of like, this is our friend.
Yeah.
Is that what they say? This is
family.
That's the Olive Garden, Whitney.
Oh,
that's a different thing.
I love the Olive Garden.
Who do you think runs the Olive Garden, Jim?
Shit! Oh my God! Bust this nut wide open.
Better be friendly to those people.
You want them breadsticks?
You want the breadsticks?
God damn, those breadsticks are good. Ryder, great questions.
Swimming with the breadsticks.
That's right. Be swimming with
Alfredo
the breadsticks. It's about to take the tour of Italy. Yeah. So, Ryder, good luck on this. But I agree. At the end of the day, you wouldn't take credit for their success. You can't take credit for their failure. You're allowed to tell them if and when things go wrong. Hey, man, I'm really sorry this happened. I really hope this doesn't affect our friendship. Start a podcast with them. That's how I kept Nick in my life. So that's the best way to do it.
It works. We're 7 years in. I can't get out.
Yeah. Yeah. Just form an LLC with them if they feel weird
He's
about
tried
exiting. That's why this podcast needs to keep going. Jim needs friends.
We are legally tied together.
That's right. He cannot leave me. He would be the other named party in whatever bullshit I get myself into. As we wrap up the show, we want to remind you can sign up at patreon.com/therapy and get the extended show ad-free a day earlier, as well as enjoy our live chat Discord community and our weekly deep dives, interviews, skill shares, research roundups, and rants. Nick, you had a great installment
Did you listen to it?
No. But I was hyping you up, goddammit. Like, I'm trying to help you, man. Like,
It was a great interview.
I ain't got time to listen to this shit, okay?
Dude,
we're creators. We don't
I tell
listen
you
to
what,
it. I don't eat at my own kitchen.
There are very, very few people in our field
Yeah.
who, when I meet, I could just listen to them talk for hours.
Me and this guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't still be here.
Yeah. No.
It's been 7 years. He can't get out of it.
Rory is fascinating.
So tell us
He is
about
incredible.
Rory.
Yeah.
So Rory Reed, he works at UCLA in the psychiatry department at UCLA, but he is an expert in impulse control disorders, gambling primarily, which is what I interviewed him about, as well as a whole bunch of other sexual disorders and impulse disorders.
Great.
So I'm probably going to have him back on at some point.
Oh, cool.
But just wicked smart. I mean,
great.
just knows his shit. And so
Wow.
you could just ask him questions and he just...
Good get.
You'll learn.
That's
That's
great.
cool.
So that's up there right now. Patreon.com/therapy. We release this extra content every Monday. And it's always informative. It's always just, the next step in this kind of stuff. So if you like Pod Therapy, good enough to listen to it once a week and enjoy this part of the show where it's a little bit more community facing, a little bit more of, kind of that first step. Take another step, get involved, come listen to it at the $5 and higher level. Every Monday we'll be back in your feed and you can listen on the same podcast app that you are using right now. And speaking of which, hey, you, listener, the one who listens to us like every week, the one who's like, I really like the show and I look forward to it and I get so excited when I see it in my feed. get on the goddamn Apple iTunes review thingy and give us 5 fucking stars and say something nice about us, like these lovely people. One person wrote, best mental health podcast. Best new find in the podverse. The hosts are super funny and insightful. Very middle of the road. No nonsense shenanigans. Down-to-earth people. They cover all kinds of mental health topics in a genuine and interesting way. The trivia stuff is usually hilarious content, just a plus. Strongly recommend this show if you are looking to learn something while laughing and getting a variety of perspectives. Don't pass it on. Go listen now and enjoy. Cubana Mama approves. Thank you, Cubana Mama. It's nice to get a review. We don't get these often enough. We should be getting new ones every goddamn week because there's a lot of you listening.
Why do you always threaten our listeners?
It's the only way to get this done.
They're going to write down the review.
Nicely?
No, we've been over this. We did this last time. Threat's the only thing they respect. Because I'm coming for you, listeners. Another 5-star review we just got. The point is, if you leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, we will read it out loud. There apparently isn't the ability to write anything on Spotify. You can just give 5 stars, which we have a lot. So, by the way, we are at 96 5-star reviews on iTunes.
Cool.
Get us to 100, listeners.
Yeah.
Let's get there. Let's get to and break 100.
So close.
We're at 86 on Spotify. Again, we'd like to get to 100. And we are like up in the top 10 of mental health podcasts in Good Pods, I think.
Awesome.
Like top 25 for relationships.
Very cool.
Doing really good there. Another 5-star review says, this show is the best thing since unsliced bread. Pod Therapy is the best show ever. Seriously, as someone in the field, between the humor, the intellectual stimulation, and the down-to-earth commentary, this show is everything I've ever needed and more. I turn it on when I need advice and just when I need to decompress and laugh. The only thing that could make my life better would be receiving a business card from Jacob. Why was that never on the merch shop?
Oh.
Sent with my last brain cell, signed baby substance use disorder therapist carrying a baby. Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea. Why don't we have business cards up there?
Well, we had one, but I don't think we sold
We got
them.
a whole box.
I mean, my business cards are given out at
You got to come into the
at a
studio.
wheel.
live events.
Yeah.
That's true.
Scan one
That's
right
right.
now.
He has them.
Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
we
still
have them.
mine.
Also, bonus points to anybody who uses words like attributes, reservoir.
Oh, just to filter those in?
yeah. Somehow slide
Shuffle
them in.
them in.
Slide them in.
Yeah,
Just,
in a natural sentence.
Yes.
Yeah, that way
Croissant.
I have to read them online. Croissant. We've got some new folks joining the Theraparty at patreon.com/therapy. Who's new to the tribe, Nick?
Hey, JT.
Welcome.
New Therapod.
Welcome.
And Cedar Hayden. Welcome.
Like that.
That's
Welcome,
cool.
Cedar Hayden. Now, it is the first episode of the new month, and every month we like to thank by name all of our Therapods, Theradactyls, and of course, every episode we thank our Theraproducers and Therapartners. But we want to take a beat to thank all the Therapods we talk about. University Jeff, Robert Paulson, Polygon, Colin Scoopstronaut, Corey Owens, Joseph Pengrazio, Christine Phillips, Gavin Bristow, Carrie Terhark, Stacy Westerland, Kiwi Fruit Scoop, James K., Craig Little, Take It EV Podcast, Don Dorr, Jim Hunter, Adam Rabiznik, Todd Canfield, Felicia Butler, David Sorensen, Shayla Bullock, Lauren Izzo, Stacy Coleman, Adam Petanuzzo, Mats Lenegren, Scoopiter Ascending, Ian Soto, Jessica Cyphers, that Josh guy, Dr. Scoop Little, Mama Ninja Scoop, James Dawson, Sarah Olo, Grumpy, Lake Mead Park Ranger, Sam Buck, Karen McCulloch, 8-Armed, Praying Mantis, God damn it, they have 6. What Weekend, Some Nobody, Lila, Be Gay, Do Crimes, Kelly Gagner, BP, Nippy, Brian Emra, Matthew Johnson, Drew Helligy, Alec Lancaster, J.D. Congan, A Literal Pickle, Matthias Vandebrandt, James Hubble, Max the Ginger Scoop, Andrea Saavedra Molina, Ken Tinsley, Water Girl, Stacy, Protect and Scoop, Anonymous, Smells Funny, Julius Capel, Brady Malachek, Matt Kubik, Chad the Safety Lad, Walker Fluke, Philip Guyton, Tim Mystery, Almost Doctor, Nurse Joy, Duffy the Slowly Getting There Therapist Bear, Kierkegaard, Irvin Sanson, Trisha Ortiz, Joel McMillan, Melissa L. Geisler, Christopher DeGursey, Chris Conway, Kirsten Johnson, DJ Seward, Mississippi Hippie, Scott A., Fifi, Laura B., Eli, Heather W., Patty Glad, Freya Lawson, Lawson, nailed it. Kyle, Todd K., Anthony Camerata, David Williams, Kate Police, Mark Orellana, Buddy Dobbins, Eric Dyer, Glitch Scoop, Trontastic, Aletta Bailais, Stephen Landon, Shai Ruparel, Adam Balaz, Balaz, nailed it. Kenneth Wong, John Finlayson, KJ, Mr. Poth, K. Pizzle Dizzle, Robert Cole, Cameron Perry, Temporary Reality, Jeff Darnell, Jamibi, Rachel Rakowski, Jacob Hurt, Syncitium, Ray J. Shark, Recreated, Persephone Hazard, Silka Daniels, Nathan Mookie, Jenny Rose, Jacob Billingsley, J.W. Reynolds, a.k.a. Scoop Jesus. What does Scoop mean? James S., Alex Jardine, Anna Ivanovic, Juan Monterey, Dylan Colopy, Wolfie05, Autry Johnson, Ben Sherman, Chea Orenstein, Chris Courtney, Dale the King, fuck you Dale, Cedar Hayden, and Nora Monaco.
Woo.
And we got pterodactyls.
We sure do, Whitney.
Ice Blue Scoop, Brian Lehman, Scoop Brady.
Good throw.
I was like, here we go.
That's pro right there.
How'd you know I was
7
looking?
years.
I didn't.
Andrea Anderson, Scoop Lindsay, Frozen Cusser, Lori Elsroth, Robert Ward, Richard Bruins, Linda Brandemeyer, C. Shawnagon, that's fun. Scoopy, Just, Okie Scoop, Dank Butta, Brooks Lyle, Scoopatron, Lovely Spark, TKO, Jim and Manu, Brogan Hastings, Adam Warren, and Elena.
Lovely. And go ahead.
And if you would like to hear this episode uncut and unedited,
And why wouldn't you?
go to our Patreon at patreon.com/therapy and sign up. And thank you for supporting mental health.
Well, Nick's completely wrong on the end of the script. We'd like to thank our TheraPartners, the benevolent,
Oh, yeah.
revered, generous, and flagrantly
Hurry,
pro-nerdy
hurry,
diehards
go.
who love you all so much
in
that
there.
they give till it hurts. The TheraPartners, Dirty B and Pickett. And we want to thank our bosses, the mysterious and shrouded Illuminati members of the fan club, the TheraProducers. Thank you, Jake Schneider, Myra, Robert Brownie, Jr. Mint, Smitty Scoop, Ben Dawn, Judy Schneider, Kayla Lansbury, Mrs. and Mr. Hot Dog Scoop, Malia, Leon Kassab, Mason Miller, Richard fucking Macy, Carolyn Albert, Kevin Chamberlain, Tess Miller, Sammy Scoop, Ben Stanley Slap in Your Face, Sarah Smith, Adam Hathaway, Byler T, Mike Helm, Paris, Samantha Cohn, Darren Cunningham, Lib, Team Monaco, Thunder Cougar, Falcon Scoop, Matt and Lisa Tangeman, Heyo, Oscar Swanrose, A Sunny Boy, Slurpy Kai, motherfucker, Sandra McWaffle, Dan Martin, Hannah Marie, Andrew Langmead, Bugnuts, Emma Kane.
And if you would like to hear this episode uncut and unedited,
Why wouldn't you?
and enjoy our spontaneous side project, go to patreon.com/therapy.
That's all the time we've got for this week's session. We want to thank our landlords, Matt Mattingly's Ice Cream Social Podcast.
Nobody write a review about this part of the show.
Nobody's listening this far.
contributed to our show today. We really appreciate it. Remember, Pod Therapy is something to keep all to yourself. Share it with the world. Tag
Leave
us
a
on the
review.
socials when you do. Leave a review.
Not about this part.
on
No.
iTunes. And don't forget, you can find us on all the socials. I don't need to
Ask
tell
a
you
question at podtherapy.net or email us at podtherapyguys@gmail.com. I'm Nick Tangeman.
I'm Woody.
I'm Jim.
Thanks. We'll see you for appointment next week.
We still have like a minute and a half of this
Oh, the
music
song
left.
just keeps
Oh,
going.
do we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It's an infinity.
I mean, I faded out.
yeah.
And if you would like to hear this episode uncut and unedited,
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know why you had to yell that.